Hello, everyone. I know it has been a long time since I filmed a little bit of an update. Let's see, when did I last film one? It was on Christmas. Oh my goodness. So it's been almost 2 months. We're getting close. I know that like five or six of you have been asking, like, where has she been? So, to you five or six people, thank you so much. I appreciate that. For those of you who don't know, my name is Robin, and I recently had weight loss surgery, November 10th of 2021, and I had the gastric bypass. So I have just basically been trying to do real-time updates as far as how everything is going and how things are going with me and how I'm feeling and what the journey's been like, because I would like people to see real-time results of how gastric bypass and this weight loss journey could work, at least for my journey. So the reason that I haven't been around is, well, first of all, the hair was a hot mess. Your girl had to get some new braids. Like, they were not it. They were not it. And my nails also were not it either. Like, if you're gonna do this, you gotta look the part. So I wanted to make sure I was camera and internet ready for this. And a part of me, I will say that I have been struggling a lot with depression. So I have definitely been in my feels for the last week or so. And a lot of it has been to do with my weight loss surgery. Um, Being in the support groups is, I'm in several support groups on Facebook, and it's both helpful and hurtful. A lot of people are very hyper focused on the numbers. They're very hyper focused on the scale. They're very focused on things along those lines, and the constant counting calories and making sure you're putting the right nutrients into your body, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that any of this is a bad thing. It just makes you very self-conscious. And for me, the scale has not done much. Let's see, I was 335 the day that I had my surgery, and I had to have a urgent care appointment with my primary care provider this past Thursday, which was the 10th, I think, of February. And what ended up happening was I have just been also having a lot of really bad flare ups with my skin disease that I told you guys about in the first video, my hydradentitis. And this is to be expected. My dermatologist said it's normal. When I saw my primary care provider, she said it's going to be normal as well, like having a lot of flare ups, because one, stress is your enemy when it comes to HS. Like, that can really cause a lot of flare ups, and being back at work and trying to juggle work and life and making sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing as far as the weight loss surgery has definitely been a big time struggle. Living where I do and working in the medical field, it just does not do great things for your stress and anxiety at all. And just trying to figure out that balance and making sure that I'm actually getting the proper amount of food and eating what I'm supposed to and everything has just been a really big struggle for me. And then there's still just so many changes that your body is going through as far as having this surgery. So you're still dealing with that as well. So there's hormonal changes, there's all kinds of chemical changes, there's all kinds of fun stuff happening internally as you go through. So that is also contributing to the flare ups, most likely. So that has been really tough. So honestly, the last couple weeks, like, even just sitting in the chair that I'm sitting in now would have been too painful for me with the flare-ups that I've been having. So glad I was able to get in with my primary care, because my dermatologist is like impossible to get in with, bless her heart, but she's just really popular and really busy. So there's like basically no such thing as emergency appointments at my dermatology office. Um, but I do see her again at the beginning of March, because of my concern with how slowly the scale is moving. And I started that thought and I never finished it. So yeah, 335 when I started surgery, and when I went in for my urgent care appointment with my primary care and they took my weight, I finally crossed the threshold and I was at 299. So I mean, we're about 3 months out. November, December, January, February. Yeah, so we're 3 months out, 12 weeks out from surgery. And I'm just now hitting losing, officially, 35 pounds. However, I can see results, I can feel results. Like, all of my clothes are incredibly loose on me right now. So I know that things are happening. So that really helps keep the momentum going. I think when you're in the groups and everyone is constantly talking about the scale and talking about their weight and things like that, that is what makes it really difficult. And the fact that my weight isn't, going down as much as I would like it to. And I just don't know if what is happening is normal or not. And I did contact the surgeon's office, the facility that performed the gastric bypass for me, and they let me know to go ahead and schedule with my dietitian again, just to make sure I'm eating all the right foods and I'm doing everything that I need to be doing. So my dietitian Libby and I came up with a diet plan, and so right now she's keeping me at around 1,500 calories a day, which is around where they want me to be at this stage, post-op, as well, as far as Christiana care goes. So I am going to try and stick to that. Right now, my biggest problem is getting food in when I need to. Like, we are crazy busy in the mornings at work, and it is so hard to get like just that mid-morning snack because we are so busy. So I am really trying to work diligently at doing that. They have me taking a gallbladder medication called ursodiol, right? Ursodiol? Yes. And so I have to take that one twice a day. And that ursodiol destroys, and I do mean destroys, your stomach if you take it on an empty stomach. So right now I still have to drink 2 of the protein shakes a day. I do the Premier protein shakes. They're not paying me to say that. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on a YouTube video, but I said it anyway, so we'll see what happens. So I'm still doing the 2 protein shakes a day, which actually helps because the big thing that they want you to focus on, of course, is your protein intake, and my protein intake needs to be around 90 grams of protein a day because I'm 5'10". I'm usually sitting for these videos, so I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like relatively tall. So now you know how tall I am. I'm 5'10". So I get those in the morning, and then my dietitian said she wanted me to try and get like some kind of fruit or a little additional calories in there as well in the morning as well. And usually the second protein shake that I have at night, because I have to take the ursodiol twice a day, the second shake is usually like is basically the last snack of the night. So and I told her that lunch is usually my big meal. It's been a struggle for me. Just, I still do not have a lot of energy. I don't know if that's because I'm still not eating as much as I should be eating, or it could just be because work is mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausting at this point. Or it could very well be a combination of all of the above. So definitely getting food intake and whatnot is my biggest struggle. Getting my fluid intake is a big struggle as well, because I mean, if I can't take a break to get food, then it's even harder to stop and like grab a quick drink of water. And I've noticed that my stomach does not fill up too quickly if I eat and drink too close to each other. When you first get out of the surgery and you're working your way up to like the pureed foods and the soft foods and everything, they have a pretty strict rule that they want you to try and follow, and that's nothing to drink 30 minutes before eating or 30 minutes after eating, because otherwise it's just your stomach's gonna be too full of fluids and you can't really hold any of your food in there, and they really want to make sure that you're getting your protein and your nutrients in there. But I've noticed lately that a lot of the time now I'm not like eating and drinking at the same time, but I have noticed that I can definitely eat or drink a lot closer. So like 5 or 10 minutes out from each other, which is kind of nice. So that has been kind of a nice change. So right now, that's the biggest struggle that I've got going on, as well as just all the mind games. It'd be nice if people would kind of prepare you for what a mental battle it is. And I feel like a lot of people really do try to warn you. I know that I did hear a fair few times, like, just what, like, a mind, there's no other way to put it, what a mind fuck it is, essentially, to have the weight loss surgery. Because, like, with me, what I'm struggling with right now is that I know that my clothes are looser. I know that I'm seeing results. Like, I'm seeing stuff kind of starting to sag and whatnot from all the weight loss and everything. And but the scale isn't really doing much of anything. So, like, I was pretty much staying between 302 and like around 307, 308 ish. And like, I just was wanting so desperately to cross that threshold and at least get under 300. I don't even remember the last time I was under 300 pounds. And like, just hitting that, what seems like a simple goal, was like just destroying me on the inside. And I mean, it's just so weird because it's like the scale isn't doing anything, but your body is doing stuff. And like, the fact that it just doesn't seem to match up is really, really crazy and really difficult to try and just fathom in your head. So that's been a really big thing that I've been trying to deal with. My counselor really does like to commend me, like saying like I seem to have a pretty good hold on everything mentally, like just knowing that it's not all about the scale, it's not all about those numbers, it's not all about the weight. And at the same time, she understands, and acknowledges and validates the fact that, yeah, that would be really frustrating to see. It would be really frustrating to not see the scale really do much of anything, but you still know stuff is happening. It is. It's just, it's super, super weird. And it's something that I am really struggling with and really trying to come to terms with and really trying to deal with. Another big thing that is hitting is like the burnout with work. And I have been burnt out with my job for years, literally years. And so, it's like trying to think about whether or not I want to try and switch careers. And it's just like, it's going to be hard to make as much money that I'm making right now. And it's just like, you have to be, and unfortunately you do have to think about things like that. I mean, it's just like, I would love to find a job that I absolutely love, and if it paid less, be like, yeah, it's fine, I can take like a huge pay cut. But that's just not realistic in today's society. Like, for the first time in my life, and I'm going to be 38 on the 21st of this month. So this is also basically my birthday video. Hi. But for the first time ever, I'm going to be 38 in, a little over a week. And this is the first time I've ever had an apartment of my own. That is the realism of today's society. I've never been able to live on my own before because it's so expensive to live on your own. And I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose the fact that I have my own apartment and everything. So it's definitely trying to find the right fit and making sure that I'm making the right decision and things along those lines. So just trying to keep my head above water. And I mean, it's just so crazy because I mean, I don't have any official mental health diagnoses or anything like that. Like, my counselor literally has said, like, I really don't think that you have anything super severe, that you need to be medicated for or officially have like on your chart, like as a diagnosis or anything. She's just like, you just really have a really rough life. My own counselor like just tells me like, just, yeah, like things are just unnecessarily rough for you. So that, it's one of those things where it's just like, wow, okay, so I mean, it's good to know that it's not all in my head, and at the same time, wow, okay, what do I do with that? So that's always pretty fun whenever I see her and we have those conversations. I thought that, and she was really hoping that when I took my 6 weeks of short-term disability, I always call it FMLA, but it's actually, I was on short-term disability. That's how much time I took off for the surgery, because this was my first ever major surgery. I didn't know how I was going to handle anesthesia. I didn't know how my body was going to react. And so many people like literally go back to work after like 1 or 2 weeks after having surgery. And like this surgery takes it out of you. My best friend who had the sleeve almost 4 years ago has had several surgeries, unfortunately. And she said nothing took her out the way that the weight loss surgery did, like the way the bariatric surgery did. She was super exhausted after that surgery. And I mean, I still feel really tired a lot of the time, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that like stress and anxiety and like some of the depression that I've been feeling are all playing a role in that. And I mean, like once you have to go back to like the real world and real life, it's hard to find that balance and make everything work. Um, so that's basically been what's been going on. I know that I said on the Christmas one that I was probably going to start exercising around the new year, and that hasn't happened. I've just been way too tired, way too exhausted. I told my dietitian that I'm concerned because I'm really craving the foods that I used to eat, like before having the weight loss surgery. So it's like I just want a DoorDash. I just want to run through drive-through. I don't have the energy to cook anything. And it's just like when you do cook things, I mean, you're just making these huge, gigantic portions, and I get so bored so quickly. Like so many people are able to do meal prep where they just have the same thing for like the week, and I can't. I can't do that. I can't eat the same thing for like a week straight. I cannot do that. I My palate gets really bored really quick, and after a day or two my palate is craving something different. So there are actually some different options. There's actually a place in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I cannot remember the name of it. And again, I don't know if I'm supposed to be naming businesses while I'm doing like YouTube videos anyway, but they basically do pre-prepped meals. And so my dietitian suggested that I give them a try because I mean, they have everything listed. They have ingredients listed. They have all your nutrition facts, everything listed, all of that fun stuff. And it's prepackaged meals and everything. And I think you can actually go onto their website and you can get like 10 of their meals for like $90. So that's like $9 a meal. That's not very expensive at all. And then, I can pretty much do that for lunch. Because dinners, a lot of the time, like I told my dietitian, it's not 100% that I'll even eat dinner a lot of the time. I'm usually pretty reliant on having that last evening protein drink, because that's 30 grams of protein right there. I got to get my meds in. And a lot of the time, I get off at either 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I'm either opening or closing up shop at my job. And because we rotate out schedules, and whether I'm off at 4 or 5, by the time I get home, I am ready to crash. And I have actually been struggling a lot the last couple of weeks because I get home and I pretty much sit on my couch, watch some YouTube videos, like usually catch up on the latest and greatest in late night, and then I just fall asleep on the couch until probably about 10 or 11, and then I shift myself to bed. And then when I shift myself to bed, then of course I'm just like, why did I get up and why did I move? Because now my mind is racing and I can't get back to sleep, and my alarm's going to be going off in a few short hours. Why am I like this? I don't know. So that has been a struggle. And so if I fall asleep on the couch and I wake up at 10 or 11 at night, then that means that I miss my nighttime meds. One thing that they did want us to do for the first, and they give us a really great informational binder at Christiana Care. It doesn't really have the information on there as far as how long they want us to stay on chewable vitamins. I use Bariatric Fusion multivitamins, and they wanted us on chewable vitamins. And the Bariatric Fusion, I highly recommend them because they literally have all of the vitamins and minerals that you need. They've got vitamin A, vitamin D, all of the B vitamins. We're talking B1, B6, B12, like all of the B vitamins. And another big thing that's in there that I really like is that it also has biotin. A lot of people suffer from hair loss a lot of the time because you're basically so malnourished. So your hair does start falling out and it starts to thin. One of the reasons why I'm glad that I do a protective style like box braids is to kind of help with like keeping from having, a whole bunch of my hair falling out and everything like that. So when I got them redone this last time, I couldn't really tell if my hair was any thinner because underneath this, it's pretty thick. And the girl that did my braids said it didn't seem like anything was too out of the ordinary. It didn't seem much thinner or anything like that. So and she did the braids a little bit thinner than she did the last time we did braids. So like it feels thinner, like if I pull it back into like a ponytail and whatnot, but I think that's just from the size of the braids. So I think right now I'm doing good. And the binder didn't say how long they want you on chewables. I did post in one of the groups that I'm in, just like, hey, like, does anybody know how long they want us on these chewable vitamins for? Because I know that I'm not getting all of the vitamins in that I'm supposed to. Because if you do the chewables, it's 4 a day, 2 in the morning, 2 at night. And if I'm missing my nighttime meds, I'm just kind of worried that I'm like not getting the proper amount of nutrients and whatnot in there. So I asked them like either like if they knew when we were allowed to switch to capsules, if we were allowed to switch to capsules, and if they are switching over to capsules, when did they start taking them? How have things been? And a lot of people said after like about 2 or 3 months they were going ahead and taking like capsules. So same company, Bariatric Fusion. I just swapped over to their multivitamin capsules, so it's just once a day. And so I can do that in the morning, so that way I know I'm getting all of my nutrients in. This one comes with iron as well, which is good. And like I said, all the B vitamins and D vitamins. So I think that's what keeps me standing at work. But I just swapped over to those capsules like just a couple days ago. So I'm hoping switching to the capsules, and that way I know I'm getting all of my vitamins and nutrients in that I need to. I hope that helps with my energy levels, because I'm pretty sure, like exercise will help out a lot. Libby sent over my meal plan because we wrote one out like while I was at my last appointment, and she gave it to me, and I don't know what happened to it. And I told her, I swear, I think my cats ate it. So she finally sent me like that cleaned up copy, so I finally have that to work off of. So I'm definitely going to try and start implementing that as soon as I can. It's going to be a little bit tricky in less than a week because on Thursday the 17th, I am actually going on a vacation to California. A really good friend of mine's sister, which makes her also my good friend and sister, is getting married. She's actually getting married on the 20th of February, the day before my birthday. So the fact that she was getting married and it's down there, and I've never been to California before, I've always wanted to go. So I just decided to turn it into a nifty little birthday trip, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Should be able to relax. Apparently it's like 90 degrees in California right now, which is super weird. So I'm wondering if those temperatures are going to stick around while I'm there. I don't know if I'm ready for 90 degrees in February, but it'll definitely be nice to be amongst some sunshine. But here in Eastern Washington, I'm in Spokane. We have actually had some really nice sunny days, clear blue skies. It's actually been really nice, and it's been around 40 or 50 degrees. So for us, that's very nice and toasty. And I'm originally from Alaska, so I mean, that's super nice and toasty for me. So I will be spending my birthday down in California. If you want to see all the awesomeness that's happening, I'm sure I'll be posting on my Twitter and Instagram, especially Instagram, what's going on and what's happening. And on my actual birthday, Monday the 21st, I will be going to Disneyland, which will be super fun. Now, I say that I've never been to California before. Now, in reality, when I was like months old, when I was an infant, you know, I did go through California because that's where my dad is originally from. He's from Stockton. So my mom and dad drove down that way, and they went to Stockton, and then they stopped in Disneyland like while they were there. But I was not old enough to remember this trip. Hence, I've never been to California. I said what I said. I'm sticking by it, and you cannot fight me on this. So that's how that goes. Um, so I'm really excited. If I see the mural that they dedicated to Chadwick Boseman, like him doing the Wakanda Forever pose, and like with that little boy, like when I see that mural, actually, I'm gonna go on a hunt for that mural, and I will make sure everybody that is going with me to Disneyland is there to hold me, because I will be a crumbled mess on the ground in the fetal position, just bawling my eyes out. That's just my nerd alert for the day. Um, I do want to give a shout out to my brother from another mother, my friend Jeff. It's actually his younger sister Jessica, and shout out to Jessica as well. That is getting married. I want to give a shout out to Jeff because I wasn't sure I was going to go on this trip to California. There were other people that were supposed to go with me, and because we're adults, and because life happens, and because COVID is still a thing, for the love of God, people, please just get vaccinated. Please. I want this to end. I hate wearing masks as much as the rest of you. I am double vaccinated and boosted. I am so ready for this to just be over. So stop with the truck convoys. Just stop fighting it. Just please get vaccinated so we can all go back to a quasi-normal life. I'm begging you. And please stop fighting me about masks and everything else when you come into my medical facility of a job. Like, there's no way for me to draw your blood. I am a phlebotomist. There's no way for me to draw your blood and not remain 6 feet away from you. So yes, you have to wear a mask. Like, just stop fighting me. Please. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And, but I wasn't sure, but like I was saying, I wasn't sure I was going to go. My best friend and her family were supposed to come down, and unfortunately, she ended up getting COVID, and so she ended up eating up a whole bunch of her PTO. And I mean, I'm even borrowing PTO to go on this trip, so she was unfortunately unable to go. And then another one of my good friends had to back out as well. So I wasn't sure I was going to go because, like, going on trips by yourself is a very empowering, very awesome thing to do. But the one thing that I really wanted to do was go to Disneyland on my birthday, and I just did not like the idea of going to Disneyland by myself. Going to the happiest place on earth alone, I know a lot of people do it, but that's just not what I had in mind for my birthday. So I reached out to Jeff, and he basically got his whole flippin' family to meet us at Disneyland and to do this whole entire thing. So thank you so much to Jeff for doing that. You are amazing. This is why you're my brother from another mother, and why we are as close as anything else. So I definitely appreciate him doing that, so I can still go on this trip and still enjoy myself on my birthday. And another really cool thing is I got selected, invited, whatever you want to call it, to actually go to a taping of The Late Late Show with James Corden on Wednesday the 23rd. So I am super excited. It's going to be a super fun trip. I am hoping to relax, but we'll see, because I mean, like, this is the week that a wedding is happening, so we all know that weddings are stressful, and especially like those few days leading up to the wedding are even more stressful. Like, I've already been asked to fill in at the rehearsal for the wedding because one of the bridesmaids can't make it, and also going to the rehearsal dinner. But I do want to thank Jessica for making me a part of this wedding and making me family, and that is really awesome and super great. And I'm going to try not to cry about that because I did not put on the waterproof today. So, like, let's just get that out. Woo, okay. So that is pretty much everything that I've got going on. So next time I do a update, I'll be 38 years old. Oh my God, crazy, right? Next time I do an update, this should still be purple and still be looking fly. Like, honestly, like, looking at the camera like a mirror, I am not mad at this look today. So I just need to give myself a little shout out. Like, Robin, you look good. You're on point today. I appreciate you. Um, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's pretty much all I have as far as this update goes. If there's anything specific you want me to touch on that you want me to talk about, as far as what's going on in my journey, the type of foods that I'm eating, um, like the meal plan that Libby drew up for me, everything. If there's anything that you guys want to know, if you have any questions whatsoever, always please feel free to reach out. I always say that every single video, as per usual in the description. As per usual in the description. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. Yes, I'm showing off my nails. Yes, I'm doing that. You can email me any of that. I am more than welcome to talk about it. I am an open book. I pretty much do simple, like super basic bitch TikTok videos right now where I'm just lip syncing a bunch of stuff. You can follow me on TikTok. I don't And if anybody has any ideas or suggestions on stuff that I can do as far as like bariatric TikTok videos, please feel free to let me know. Because I've been kind of trying to think of things that I can do to kind of incorporate the journey in that. Other than that, thank you guys so much. If you tune in, if you are subscribed, if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We all have to say that. It's like part of the YouTube. It's part of the YouTube script that we all have to give. So, of course, subscribe, hit that bell notification, all that fun stuff so that whenever I very sporadically post updates. But like I said, just was in my feels for a while and feeling a little bit better. I'm sure I'll be feeling a lot better after the vacation. A week of not working sounds amazing. So if you have any questions whatsoever, if you want to follow me, if you want to reach out to me, please feel free to do so. If you have any other questions, comments, constructive criticisms, I appreciate them. Constructive criticisms, don't be rude. Seriously, do not be rude to me. Do not be rude to others in the comments. I've said this 100,000 times before, and I will say it again. Like, no saying bariatric surgery is the easy way out. It is not the easy way out. This is hands down the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. So I don't want to hear that. Okay. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys on my next update, and I will see you on the other side of California. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.